What's up everybody, my name is Zach Hartley and I just made 44% by trading Beyond Meat. Now I did this using technical analysis and I'm about to show you the charts and the mindset that I used getting into the trade as well as getting out of it. I'm going to show you the strategies, the techniques, everything I was thinking about in my head the entire way through. And now I'm going to show you two videos, the one where I buy it and one where I sell it. The first one was from the end of April, the second one was from the beginning of May. And basically here what I want to do is show you everything that I'm going through as I make this trade, everything I'm looking at, everything I'm thinking about, and show you what a good executed, properly made trade actually looks like. Now the footage you're about to see actually came from a course I was making. I was filming a course while I made this trade, so if you want any more information on the course, any information on the stock market, or just to see what I'm working on, definitely check out the links below. But without any further ado, let's get right into this strategy. Here you go. This is the one that I've been looking at recently. This is Beyond Meat, and this is the chart that I want to go through. So imagine you'd gone through all these charts. We ended up at Beyond Meat. This is the one that I'm really interested in right now. So on the left, this was actually their IPO. This is when they started. This is when the company went public and raised their money. They came out at the 35, 36 kind of dollar ballpoint right there. That's why I put this red horizontal line at that initial IPO price. After that, we can see that they clearly climbed all the way up to almost $240. So a very, very significant and steady increase all the way up. And then we broke through support right in here in August of 2018. Now you can also see I drew a red horizontal line here as resistance on that high. This was the highest the stock had ever gone, so I drew a resistance line right there. Now I've got a bottom and a top to my channels basically. We can see the stock coming down. It kind of touches on this support line at the 140 here, and then it drops all the way down to this kind of 70 mark and consolidates for about 2 or 3 months. After that, it comes back up and it touches that 140 mark. Again, it consolidates for about 2 months here. And then here's what was really interesting to me. This stock went from $240 and then dropped all the way back down to its IPO price. It came all the way back down to this like $50 mark here, right next to this IPO mark. And the reason I was able to easily identify that is because I had a horizontal line of support at that IPO price. So now it's been almost over a year. That price has gone up and it has now come back down and tested that IPO price. That means there's support at that price, and that could be an opportunity to buy in. Next, I said, where is the next level of support? Where is this stock possibly going to run out if it runs out right away? And it was at this next level of resistance here that was established in November and December of 2019, where the stock basically traded within a channel. And you can see here in March of 2020, we clearly tested that support line, came back down, and then broke right through it. This is almost one of those triangle patterns, an ascending triangle. So if I was going to map this out, let's just do it right now. We can see here we've got 1, 2, 3 peaks, and we've got 1, 2 different basically lows right here. So we've got an ascending triangle right here, and now I'm looking at this stock and it looks like it's about to break out of this ascending triangle, and that's when I want to get into it. So I'm going to exit this chart. I'm going to zoom into it. Let's look at it on 3 months, update that. And you can see here, we've got our ascending triangle, we've got 2 different lows here, we've got 1, 2, 3 peaks right here, and now we've got a day above that peak. My assumption now is we've bounced off the all-time low, we broke through the support and resistance line that was here at the 70, and we formed an ascending triangle, and we just broke through the resistance at the top of that ascending triangle. Those are 3 super positive technical signs that I really like. On top of that, we had the RSI just come out of the oversold area. We had the MACD crossover. So super, super positive signs, and even better than that is the last 2 days have been higher trading volume than the 3rd day before that. So now we've got a breakthrough, and we've got 2 higher days of trading volume. We've got a positive looking MACD, we got a positive looking RSI, and I got 3 gigantic positive signals on the technical indicators just within the price movement in the support line, the breakthrough of the resistance at the 70 mark, and then the breakthrough of the ascending triangle. This, as clear as I can possibly be, is a buy signal that I would now want to get into. So I've gone through the big picture. I've looked at the world economy. I've looked at the country's economy. I know that COVID-19 is going on and people are cooking more at home. Food is more important, and especially food that can be produced in a sustainable way. So I like the trend that's happening with Beyond Meat. I've checked my charts, and this is the one that I like the absolute best. It aligns with my strategy, and I'm going to put 5% of my portfolio into it. And now it's time to make the trade. So I'm going to RBC Holdings. And if you type in the ticker symbol right here, BYND, into the search bar, BYND, it comes up right here, Beyond Meats Inc. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to buy some of these shares. So the shares currently trade right now at $84. I'm going to buy probably 50 shares. If my internet would speed up here, that'd be great, but we'll see what happens here. So all that's going to happen is it's going to give me the symbol for Beyond Meat. I'm going to go in, I'm going to click buy, I'm going to insert my shares. I'm going to do it at a market order because it's currently during the day. The market is open right now. I'm going to execute onto that trade, and then if we go back into the charts here, I'm also going to put in my stop loss. So we're going to go in here and we're going to execute this trade if this pulls up, and then that stop loss I'm going to put in right below that 70 support line. So I'm probably going to put it in at 55 or 60. Here we go. Okay, so Beyond Meat, $84.29, this US, what it costs right now. I'm going to go in and buy this. Okay, we're going to use practice account. I got 97,000 in there, so I'm going to buy 50 shares at the market price using US dollars. The order durations can be for the day. Special instructions are any part of it, and I'm putting it in at market price so that I can execute on it right away. I'm going to click continue. Here's my total. It's $4,200 United States, and I'm going to confirm that. I got to confirm it one more time. And now we have officially executed that trade. So now I am into that trade. We're done step 4 of our trading process. Now I want to go back to the chart and I want to figure out if I can mitigate my risk. How am I going to do it? And I think the best way to do it in here is going to be put in a stop loss. So what I want to do is I'm looking at this chart and I want to figure out at what point am I wrong? At what point is my total assumption just completely incorrect and I need to get out of this stock at a reasonable price? Well, I'm going to be fairly cautious on this one. I do think we're in a new bullish trend, so I think it's going to continue to go up. So right here is the top of my ascending triangle. I'm going to put it below that. Right here is my next support line at 70. I'm going to put it below that, and my absolute bottom is down here at the 45 mark. I'm going to put it above that. I'm going to put it right in the middle here, kind of at the 60 mark, maybe 55 here. I think 55, so that I can come down and test this low right here. But if we break through that low, I'm getting out. So I'm putting it at 55 right now, and I'm looking for an exit around that 120, 130 mark. So not too bad of a return here, definitely on the positive side, but I'm going to put that stop loss in there just in case. So let's go back into here. I'm going to go back to Beyond Meat. So this is us mitigating our risk. This is going in and saying, okay, we're in this trade now. We think it's going to go up, but if it goes down, at what point do I want to get out of it at? And we're going to preset that so that there's no risk. There's no us double guessing it. There's no second thinking it. It's just you committing to a plan. Okay, so we are going to sell our entire 50 shares of Beyond Meat at a limit. This is the key here. Instead of them, if you click market price, you're just going to get back out of those shares. You need to click limit price, and we're going to put it at $50.5 US. And we're going to put it to all or none, so that if this happens, we just completely get out of it. And that's what we want to do. That is the case, and that is the proof that we were wrong on our trade. We need to take that loss, we need to learn from it, and we just need to move on. So now we've got the buy order in there that should have executed already. For one, board lot or an all lot cannot be processed with all on. Oh, okay, it's not letting me do that because it's too small of a trade. That was the problem. So we're going to get in, we're going to execute this stop loss. Now this is going to be our risk mitigation to basically help us get out of that trade in the event that basically we were wrong on our trade. So Here we go. Limit $55 US. Any part, it cost me $9.95 to make that trade, and if we get out, we'll get $27.40. So we lose about $1,000, but we don't lose the shirt off our back, and that's the goal here. So now we've mitigated our trade. We've got that, and now we're looking for our exit point. So we're in at 84, we're out at 55, and if we blow up this chart, I'm going to put it back to the 1 year time frame because it's a little bit nicer to look at. I definitely need to get some faster internet, but that's okay. I'll give Telus a call. So when we get it back, we're going to be basically looking for where do we think we can get out. Now, obviously, the next big point right here is this kind of 130 mark. That'll be the real test, is when we get to that 130 point, is do we break through that 130 or do we hit that 130 and come crashing back down? So when you see the stock starting to go up and starting to climb to that 130 point, that is the point where you will really want to monitor it and stay on top of it, because that's where we're going to see the quick turnaround. Now, it keeps going up 140. The ultimate exit would be here at 240 again, or even own it until it continues. But if you could get out at 120, 130 here, right before it approaches that resistance, I think that would be your ideal target to start with. Okay guys, so you just saw me get into Beyond Meat. I not only bought the shares, but I also established a stop loss to mitigate my risk, all completely based on technical analysis. And if you want any more information about that analysis or the course that I'm building, please check out the links below. The next video you're about to see was from May 6th. This is where I sold the shares based on basically the same strategies and the same techniques. So this is going to be me getting out of the shares. Now, I will tell you right now, I sold all of the shares, all 50 of them, but I am still looking at getting back into the company based on the technical indicators. So it's still something I'm keeping my eye on, but I do want to ask, if you get any value out of this content, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notifications, because it sincerely helps me out. And I have a ton more content coming out just like this, designed to help you trade. So I'm doing this for you, but without any further ado, here's the next video. This is from May 6th, and this is me getting out of that trade at a pretty good profit. So take a look. What's up everybody, Zach Hartley here, and today is a big day. I'm finishing off a couple different videos from the course, but it is March 6th and we're about to execute our sell of our trade on Beyond Meat. So if you'll remember, I filmed a video on April 21st about how I was going to buy Beyond Meat based on the technical indicators. Well, it's 10 trading days later and we're about to sell it, and I'm going to show you the results here. So when we get into it, I'm going to go to my RBC holdings. You can see I'm going to click on my portfolio holdings. And when we go down, you can see I've got the exact same Beyond Meat shares here, 50 shares. And today we're up 22%, and overall we're up almost 44% on these shares over a course of 10 days worth of trading. Now, just to show you that I actually traded them and show you the real history here, here's my activity history. And as we scroll down, you can see on April 21st, we bought Beyond Meat, 50 shares, and it actually executed on April 23rd. But we did buy those shares. I'm now holding them. And when we go back to my portfolio holdings, those shares are literally now worth 44.27% more in value than they were when we bought them. And when we bought them, this is the chart that we used, and I walked you through the entire step-by-step analysis that we used to figure out when to buy them. The stock went up, we had 3 periods of consolidation, it fell all the way down to our initial IPO level, the initial level of support, and then we thought there could be a trend reversal, so we had one level of resistance based on the previous level and period of consolidation. That was this red line here, and then we drew an ascending triangle with our green lines here. We saw the price rebound off of the 50 level. We saw it break through the first level of resistance. We saw it break through the top line of the ascending triangle, and we got into it on April 21st. It executed on April 23rd at $84.50, and today the stock is trading at $122.46. This is absolutely phenomenal. This has perfectly executed our trade. This is the exact result that we want, and now it is time to sell those shares. I'm so excited, and this one just worked out perfectly. So when we go into this, we can see the same holdings. I've got Beyond Meat, I got Google, Apple, and I just sold GoPro today. We're doing pretty good overall, but Beyond Meat, we've coming and we are approaching that next level of resistance. I think we could see a turnaround, and we've had phenomenal gains over a 10-day period. So I just want to take these gains, get out of it, and figure out when the next opportunity will be to either get back in or get into something else. So let's go through and actually sell this stock. I'm going to sell all 50 of it. A lot of people, and a lot of times you can just sell parts of it. Sometimes maybe get your initial investment back or sell a quarter of it. What I'm going to do here though is I'm going to sell all of it. If we go back to the chart here, you can see we're starting to approach that next level of resistance here around that 130 mark. And I'm not sure if we're going to get through that. And I've got some phenomenal gains right now. I'm going to take those gains. I'm going to take those profits. I'm going to lock them in. We're going to go to the bank and we are going to cash in today. So Beyond Meat, 50 shares. I want to sell all 50 shares. Really simple. All I do is click on the sell button. My account comes up. Boom, boom, boom. Number of shares, 50. Beyond Meat, US market, market price, any part, continue. Now it's going to ask me to confirm these shares and basically say, are you sure you want to do this? I'm going to say yes. Hopefully it should execute these shares right away. Now it is 12:30 here Calgary time. The market is still open, so my order should complete right away. So transaction complete. Here's my order. Really easy to do. If I go back to my portfolio holdings, it should still be there, but it's not going to show anything. So yeah, Beyond Meat not showing me anything, but we just locked in $2,600 worth of profit, a 44% gain in 10 days based completely off of the technical analysis in this course, completely off of the RSI, the MACD, the trend lines, everything that I talked about in the first 10 lessons of technical indicators. It came all together. We bought Beyond Meat, and less than 10 trading days later, I'm now selling Beyond Meat at a 44% gain. I don't know if there's any more proof, any more information, any more legitimacy I can provide to how true this is, or how easy this is, or how much it works. But it just takes practice. It takes recognition. It takes understanding the patterns, and it takes time. We waited on it. We found the right day. I executed that trade. We made $2,600. We made 44% on a trade over 10 days. And this is what it's about. I could have done that from the beach. I could have done that from a plane. I could have done that from my living room. I could have done that from anywhere. It was super easy, and we just executed on it. So if I'm looking at this chart now, there's two things. One is it's going to completely break through this level of resistance here. If it does that, I might want to get back into it. Or two, if it bounces off of this level of resistance and I think it's going to fall back down, I might want to short sell it as well. So think about that anytime you make a trade out of a stock. For instance, if you own a share and then you say, okay, I'm going to take my profits. Well, think about, is it a good time to short sell this stock? Because it could be. It could be a great opportunity to make money on the same stock, whether it goes up or down. But you really need to understand that trade and understand the risk associated with it. I talk about more of that in some of our other videos, but overall, we just locked in 44% gains over a 10-day period while I'm filming this course about the techniques I'm using to get those kind of gains. So I'm super happy about it. I'm really happy with how things went here. We just locked in. Let's see. I don't know if we can see what the actual settlement is. I'm sure that trade is already settled. So I've got those gains. I can transfer them to my bank account now, and it's time to go for a beer. So anyways, I'm headed out, wrapping up the course here pretty soon. If you're interested in seeing my entire portfolio of what I actually hold on a day-to-day basis in a growth portfolio as well as a dividend portfolio, or you're just interested in the Excel sheet that I use to manage that portfolio, please check out my Patreon account. It's going to be in a link in the description of this course. It shows you what I'm actually holding on a live basis. This is just one of my practice accounts. So if you have any questions about it, send me an email, zhartley@hotmail.ca. And please don't forget to write a review about this course or this episode. I sincerely appreciate it, and thank you for all of the support. Go make some gains.